I lost my passport to avoid babysitting on my vacation. So my sister Rachel and her husband Kyle have been asking me to watch their 3 kids for months now. Like literally since February, they've been hinting that they need a break and maybe I could help out. I love my nieces and nephew, but these aren't normal kids. 8-year-old Emma throws full meltdowns when she doesn't get her way. 6-year-old Aiden literally climbs the walls and destroys everything he touches. And 2-year-old Chloe screams bloody murder if you look at her wrong. I'd been planning this trip to Europe with my best friend since college graduation. We saved up for 2 years to afford it. Hotel reservations, train passes, museum tickets, everything was booked and paid for. This was supposed to be my one big adventure before starting my new job in September. About 3 weeks before my departure date, Rachel called me crying. Kyle's company was sending him to some conference in Vegas, and she really needed to go with him because it was their anniversary, and they hadn't had alone time in forever. Could I please watch the kids for just 4 days? I told her I was literally leaving for my trip the same weekend. She got quiet for a second, then said maybe I could postpone it just a few days since family comes first. I almost laughed out loud. Postpone a trip I'd been planning for 2 years so she could go gamble in Vegas? That's when I had my brilliant idea. I told her I'd think about it and hung up. The next day I called her back all panicked. My passport was missing. I'd torn apart my entire apartment looking for it and couldn't find it anywhere. I was devastated because there was no way to get a replacement in time. Rachel immediately offered to help me look for it. She even drove over with the kids and they spent 3 hours searching through my couch cushions and dresser drawers. I felt kind of bad watching 8-year-old Emma crawling under my bed looking for something that was sitting in my sock drawer the whole time. But then Kyle started getting really helpful too. He called his buddy who works at the passport office to see if there was any way to rush the process. He even offered to pay the expedited fees. I had to keep making up excuses about how I'd already tried everything, and it was hopeless. The whole week they kept checking in on me. Rachel brought me ice cream and told me she was so sorry my trip was ruined. Kyle sent me links to websites about replacing lost passports. My mom even called to say she heard about my passport situation, and maybe this was the universe telling me to stay home and help family. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with my perfectly valid passport hidden in my sock drawer feeling like the worst person alive, but also kind of enjoying the peace and quiet of not having to chase 3 kids around my apartment while they destroy everything I own. The weekend came and Rachel had to find a babysitter who charged her almost $300 for 4 days. She complained about it but said at least Kyle's conference was important for his career. They left Friday morning and I waited exactly 2 hours before finding my passport in my winter coat pocket. I texted Rachel that it was a miracle. I'd found it while packing away my winter clothes. I said I felt so stupid for not checking there earlier. She was happy for me but also kind of annoyed that I could have found it sooner if I'd been more thorough. My trip was absolutely amazing. Paris was incredible, Rome was beautiful, and I didn't have to change a single diaper or deal with any tantrums.